Welcome to Brew House. We are so glad that you have joined us. This is a weekly podcast and videocast series. We make fun of bad coffee. We love drinking good coffee. And more importantly, we really enjoy discussing and answering the tough questions that you guys, our wonderful audience, are asking us each and every week. So look forward to you guys tuning in. Every single week we are going to answer a different question and just give you some of our thoughts and ideas around it. We would love participation, so please feel free to comment, email us, provide us feedback. We want to hear from you because this is only as good as the questions you ask. Well, welcome to Brew House.
Yes.
Welcome to. Let's talk about Brew House. This is pretty new.
Yes. Well,
People
we're here.
really haven't seen this before, have they?
No, they haven't. Well, first of all, why don't you tell them who you are? Because we're just two talking
We're just
heads
two
right
people. My name is Brennan Dick. I'm an associate pastor here at Dalhousie Church. And you are?
I'm Shane Woodleaf. I'm one of the pastors here as well. Call yourself a pastor, man.
pastor.
You're not an associate. You're just a pastor.
I am just a mere associate. No one knows me. But we really are just two pastors
Yep.
who love to talk. And if
Yes.
people know us, they know that we could spend far too much time talking. So we figured
And we
we'd
do
put that
talk
to...
a lot.
We do talk a lot.
Yes.
So we figured we might put that to some good use.
Yes.
So we came up with this concept of Brew House.
Yes.
We have this beautiful sign behind us.
Which is amazing,
which
by
is
the way.
fantastic.
Yes.
If you guys want to know where this is from, we're actually going to include a link. If you want custom metal signs designed, we had an incredible partner build this for us, so we're gonna make sure that you guys can go get your own if you want.
And a special shout out to Sam Weens because she decorated all this because we have zero capacity.
If this was left to us to decorate, it would not look this good. I think we can fairly confidently say that.
It would more look like a video cast from a prison cell, maybe.
Oh, boy.
Or something like that.
It would look pretty rough.
Yeah, so anyway, so great to be doing this kind of thing, man. But Brew House, I think the concept around that is we both love coffee.
We are coffee snobs.
Absolutely.
Some might say.
Some, yes, but I feel like we're just normal.
I would say that I tell my wife all the time, I appreciate coffee.
Yes.
I'm not a snob. I just appreciate it.
I appreciate good coffee.
That's right.
Made well.
Yes.
Yes.
And not all coffee is good, and not all of it is made well.
Exactly. So one of the things we're going to be doing through our podcast, videocast, because we're doing both.
Both and or.
We're going to be talking about coffee, and we're going to be making fun of coffee, and we're going to be talking about the ways in which we make coffee. We're going to be making fun of ourselves drinking coffee.
Making fun of others drinking coffee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a lot of fun with the coffee idea. And, the reality is that when you're doing coffee, the way you brew it, it's important. And it's the saturation of the coffee and grinding your own beans and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
And so kind of we want to take that idea and transition it to what we're trying to do right now, which is talk about these ideas around faith. Right now we're stuck in a pandemic. I don't know if you know that or not.
I was made aware of this very recently.
Yes,
Yep.
we are in a pandemic, and so life has changed.
Yeah.
And I'm of the persuasion that it's not going back to a normal, at least for a long time.
Yep. Life
Right?
is going to look different moving forward. We have shifted dramatically the way that we interact, engage with people.
Absolutely.
Right? And this is one of the things that we, along with a lot of other individuals, as we've talked through this whole idea from concept to now filming our intro. So we hope that you guys are able to join us for the ride. But that is this idea that, there used to be this ability for individuals to engage in real conversation with one another. And a lot of that happened at a coffee house maybe. Or two friends sitting down. Maybe you're drinking tea. We forgive tea people. That's okay. We sometimes will drink tea.
I personally like tea in the wintertime.
In the wintertime.
In the wintertime.
But
not tea bags.
Not tea bags.
No, it's got to be special leaves and but
okay,
not tea bags.
We might be a little snobbish.
Yes,
a little bit.
Absolutely. But I'm okay with that.
But this concept that genuine conversation, the ability to almost reflect on an idea, work through it, ask big questions, and then have the time to almost distill the information that you hear and come to a conclusion. And that's kind of what we want to do with Brew House.
Exactly. So I guess we should probably say this. So through COVID, people are asking a lot of different questions.
Big questions.
About a lot of different things. And some of that concerns faith. Some of that concerns just how to live, community, engaging people. And I think these pieces around conversations are really important. And churches traditionally have not been great places for conversations.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
Exactly, because people are asking good questions. You're asking good questions. I'm asking, I hope, good questions.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're trying to ask good questions.
Yeah.
And so part of what we're going to do is actually this is going to be a year-long series.
That's right.
And so in this first quarter, we are going to look at some really good questions that we're asking ourselves, that other people are asking us, and we're going to deal with some of those questions, but we're not going to really answer them right off the bat.
Yeah, I think our intention really is to engage in conversation. Mm-hmm. We want to engage in conversation that with those that maybe call our church home, but we want to engage with people that maybe are just introducing themselves to faith or the idea of faith.
Right.
And anyone and everyone in between. And so part of that conversation really is going to be for anyone that listens to our podcast or watches our videocast. We want you guys to be commenting on our videos. We want you guys to be emailing us and asking us questions, giving us your responses. We want to hear your feedback over the stuff that we're talking through. Because again, this isn't the two of us wanting to inform people of what is right.
Because the truth is we may not have answers.
That's right.
We have some ideas.
Yeah.
And I think that leads us to our second quarter, is that we're going to talk about the questions, but then we're going to talk about in the second quarter kind of what sources do we use to influence the answers or the ideas that we come up with around these larger questions that might even be taboo to even ask in church, right?
That's right.
I don't know. And so where do we go to inform ourselves, right? And so we're really going to tackle that in the second quarter, which I think is going to be a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to it. I think hopefully as you guys journey with us through this season of Brew House, again, the conversation that we want to have with everyone is intended to move everyone forward from where they are to a new place of understanding. You and I both have an appreciation for mental health and really just asking big questions.
Not that we're mentally healthy. We just have an appreciation for it.
That's probably why we have an appreciation for it, But there is so much value in learning how to ask questions and being in a place comfortable enough to work through the uncomfortable aspects of those answers that you might arrive at.
Right. But then what you just said, I think, is really important because, believe it or not, that leads us to almost social touched you there.
There you go. Careful.
Almost will take us right into our third quarter, which is really working through, okay, now that we're looking at what informs us and kind of where we're getting our ideas from, how do we begin to practice the outcome of that and live with some of that uncomfortability, and how do we engage people around us and that kind of thing. So I think it's going to be a great season.
I am looking forward to it. So right as we kind of wrap up that third quarter on how it informs us and where we go with that, some tangible aspects and how to live those practices out. Then when we get to the end of the season, then we're going to start giving you guys a bit of our maybe some of our answers or our thoughts. That would be a better way of saying it, is just how we've arrived at our own conclusions. And hopefully by then we'll have heard from you and how you've arrived at your own conclusions, and we'll be able to incorporate some of that into this as well. So I'm excited.
I am as well. And I think the whole idea is this journey, right? We're out on the journey. And I think that's part of it is we sometimes get stuck with destination, right? We want to get to the destination, but yet the journey is what's really important. It helps us arrive to the destination and appreciate the destination.
That's right.
Because of the journey we took.
There you go.
And along the way, we're going to drink some really good and really bad coffee and tea.
And not just you and me.
Right. We're going to have people in. We're going to invite guests.
We're going to subject them to drinking coffee.
Yes. We're even going to subject our other colleague, Tony, who for some reason hasn't grown up yet. He doesn't like coffee.
I think he's in high school still.
Yes. Now, we probably should say this too. Now, when we talk about coffee,
yes,
we're not talking about people's coffee that haven't grown up yet, that people are still putting cream and
No, you don't put things in coffee.
No. You just drink coffee.
Yeah.
Yes, you just drink it and all of that. And we'll talk about that more as we go. So anyway, like I said, this is just the introduction. We want to thank you for tuning into this, and we want to ask you to join us on the journey and invite your friends, your family, your coworkers, whoever.
You name it.
In this, because believe it or not, the people around you are asking some really, really good questions. And so we want to ask them with you and kind of work it out together.
Yep. And if you guys have recommendations for coffee that we should try,
yes, exactly.
If you have recommendations, or if you want to see us prepare a coffee a certain way, let us know.
I'm not drinking that coffee that's eaten by an animal and pooped out the back end, and I'm not drinking that coffee.
I just won't tell you when I prepare it. That's how it is. All right, thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you guys join us for this episode and every episode as we go through Brew House Season 1. We will catch you guys next week.
Yes, goodbye.